Since the very beginning of the Rainbow Six Siege pro scene, Japan has not had a team make it anywhere near a tournament finals. Until CAG Osaka.
You're telling me it doesn't have its own gear, the other guy doesn't have his glasses? Hey, what?
Who is this team? Where did they come from? Well, they've always been around, from competing in every Six Invitational from 2021 onward to showcasing high potential in some of the Asia-Pacific tournaments. But now they walk into the Reload Rio, the first ever event being played on FearX. Coming into this, there were a lot of doubts surrounding this team. Nobody had good expectations, and you can't blame them as CAG doesn't have a history of major tournament winnings. But I'm here to show how they proved everyone wrong, up until things started to not go so well. This is the rise and unfortunate downfall of CAG Osaka. CAG's first match in the quarterfinals is against their Asia rivals FearX, and in this match they've been going head to head, making it to a third map in a best of 3 series. Whoever loses these next couple of rounds will officially be out of the tournament. CAG are attacking this round and start off with a slower approach, but let's get an understanding of what they're getting into with this attack. First of all, the way the basement on Bank is designed is as close quarters and tighter compared to everywhere else on the map, leading to operators like Smoke and Goyo being really strong in these areas. So FearX brings them along in their lineup, while also going to the basement bomb site, and all they want to do this round is waste as much time as possible out of CAG's attack. They also decided not have any roamers, but they still set up at different areas of the map as if they did have a roamer. For instance, they put a castle barricade in open area, and they also reinforced the stockroom hatch. These all play a part in FearX's entire plan, which is to waste time. Now, let's go back to CAG. They see this whole setup across 3 floors, so they go to clear the map from the top floor down to the bottom. It didn't take them long to find out that FearX doesn't actually have any roamers, so simply putting bodies paired up with drones, they get full control of the 3rd and 2nd floor. This is now the perfect position to set up for their final push onto the site. But Good Boy attempts to interrupt that by quietly walking up the main stairs. But the thing with CAG that we will see throughout their matches is they are really good at being patient and being prepared for any aggression. Jibisu opened up these holes in the wall, and the reason he does this is it gives a good line of sight onto the main stairs. All he has to do is hold this angle and wait for a Good Boy to fall right into his crosshair.
Specchio sensor on!
Hey, Woogie Gold. Good info. Feels like days gone by, but you'd situate the pulse in that position.
So that's, I'm pretty certain, all of the Vulcan canisters dealt with a minute left over towards default. And gas pipes have gone out. Good Boy does lose his life. Chipitsu has really risen on this map.
After getting the first pick, CAG can now go for their site push. And the way they're going to get this done is by sending Sharif to swing into the site, with the sole intention of getting a gunfight and creating space. Meanwhile, above on the hatches, Arkley makes use of his Ying flashes, and Black Ray does the same with the Grim Beast to flush out any strong positions FearX could be using.
Well, they've invested quite a bit there, not gotten a ton of value. Last gas babe out though.
Yep, that's the final one, so they can actually time this now. You only got to think about things like Nitro Cells potentially denying plant, but they're not available.
All Candelas used, by the way, and only 1 Grim Bee launcher left.
Does Ren think about a flank here on the castle? 30 seconds left in this decisive 5th. 5v5 moment, Sharif, big kill, and the kills continue to follow for CAG.
Sharif does a good job on the entry and secures 2 kills, giving Anaton enough time and space to stick a plant. At this point, it's a 2v5 with the advantage in CAG's hands, so Mephi attempts to make a play by swinging onto the planter. But CAG has every angle he could be using covered through both the admin and open area hatches. The open area hatch sees the CCTV door, a bit of the red hall, a little in garage, and so on. So when Mephi tries to make a play, he instantly gets shut down.
5v5 moment, Sharif, big kill, and the kills continue to follow for CAG. Rin, Mephi need to go big, must deny this plant. Anaton will get it down successfully, and it becomes virtually impossible for Rin. As good as he is, and as good as he's been, surely this is a task insurmountable even for Rin. And CAG will secure match and series points. They are 1 round away.
Closing out this round puts CAG on match point 5-6. One mistake gets this map to overtime, but one good play could put them into the semifinals. FearX switch up their choice of the bomb site this time. They rather go to the first floor, cafe, and open area. They don't do anything too complicated, keeping it very simple by sending a few players on an extension to the floor above the site. The round begins, and right off the bat, Arkley is able to find a little gap in FearX's defense. It's over here at the bottom of main stairs. Normally players place their barbed wire on the first set of stairs. That's universally the preferred way to do it. But FearX places their barbed wire on the second set of stairs, and having it here instead of the other way means Arcali can simply enter through the basement and make it halfway up the stairs without making any noise alerting FearX. If there isn't barbed wire at the bottom, what is stopping him from doing that? Nothing. So he capitalizes on this little gap and brings along Nook to further disguise the moment he makes this play.
Yeah, open area, they've successfully defended it back in round 9, but questions posed going into this one. Do you go top floor with double range hard breach? It should, in theory, you know, bolster the defensive win rate on that side. Do you maybe reattempt basement? You have won it once before. Instead, they go back to comfort. Meanwhile, Arcali in a lurk position bot main. Anaton pressure square drops down. Could look to contest close here, but needs to be mindful that he's low on HP.
Yeah, very low now. Very gettable. And Coded gets the opening kill, but they do lose Woogie. The Boogie in the night has been dealt with. A big thorn in the side of CAG, but Good Boy activates at an oh so important time.
After a good amount of fights, CAG go down in numbers. Now they need to find a way to progress forward in the round, but they run into an issue when doing so. See, what they've been doing already is entering the building around Square and main lobby, taking minimal map control to most likely end near Cafe. And the most important piece to get that done is opening this quad wall, but the issue appears when FearX places mute jammers on the other side, completely denying Black Ray from opening it up. And if we take a look at CAG's lineup, they don't have any EMPs, so the wall will stay closed for the rest of the round, forcing them to look for other options. One of the other options is coordinating a pinch on Rin, who is in a bit of an awkward spot inside of Tellers.
That makes it so challenging now to crack open this objective.
And they can bunker down in that quad position as well, courtesy of those mute jammers. Anaton, as low health as he is, will need to be the one to facilitate, and we watched it perfectly there. Good teamwork with Arcali. They get rid of Rin. And suddenly it's all equal once again, 3 versus 3, but as we just saw, the site is rather secure for FearX. They must play to that strength. Big kill from Good Boy and deals with the blitz.
That is a massive move to make. That's pretty risky, but it works out 3-2.
Oh, through beepers. Arcali, though, gets the trade.
Both teams are just going body for body at this point, and it settles in a 2 versus 2. Now, Black Ray still has a drone available, so he uses it to get crucial information on what their next move should be. On the drone, he spots Coded Hug in the quad wall on Cafe, and when Arcali receives that information, he immediately looks to apply pressure through the double door, while Black Ray drops the admin hatch to potentially close out the round.
Coded and Mephi, Arcali and Black Ray.
No diffuser.
It couldn't be very much any closer than this with 35 seconds left. As you mentioned, no diffuser available. Well and truly towards Tellers. And doesn't seem to be on the minds of CAG. They want to clear the site and clear out FearX, and they will do that! The Titans have been slain!
Just like that, they have made it into the semifinals of Reload Rio. And in this next match against Wildcard, it once again goes to a third map.
Oh, like they're playing with a lot more now approach with banning the heart breaches and stuff.
This time CAG are on defense, going for a hold on the second floor site and completely setting up horizontally. They're really only focusing on playing off each other this round. On the side of Wildcard, they want to go for a faster play. The plan here for them is to send 2 players to rush up the main stairs, and they would do this off of Kansan using a Finka Boost, which plays an important part in moving fast. When the Finka Boost gets activated, it allows them to walk through the barbed wire that's on the stairs without receiving any slowness effect from it, giving them a better chance at a surprise attack. All the while, on the other side of the map, Baby Shark with those smokes in the archives looking to catch CAG off guard with the glass.
I think an operator that has nades and a gadget that's always going to be useful is always good. Like, there's no reason not to take Finka, I guess. Like, she's good. You have Deimos and IQ banned. They're the most popular nade operators, I guess you could say, so makes sense, right? And especially if teams are going to be playing fast, smoke is banned. Finka's so good for stuff like that.
They're pushing up the main stairs. The Ash Rush is coming up here. Anaton manages to get Spiker, but Cyclops are ready for it. They're going to close it down.
Wow.
It's kill after kill after kill, and Cyclops come out on top. 4 versus 2. They read into what Wildcard was doing perfectly. Wildcard tried rushing on Chalet. It didn't work. They've tried it here on Border, and guess what? It hasn't worked.
You get the idea from Wildcard though as well, right? They know Border's a fast map. They're playing against a possibly fast-paced team who have banned the IQ so that they can manipulate the map with the Valk.
CAG were just prepared for that play, and Wildcard gets stopped immediately during their rush. But what happens when the roles switch and CAG are the ones attacking the top floor? I'll tell you right now, this is what proper siege looks like. Like I said, this time Wildcard are holding down the top floor, and their operator choices carry the classic time-wasting utility. And you would think these are the perfect counters to most of the rushes in siege, which is correct, but CAG finds a way around that. It starts by them setting up near archives. From the archives window, Sharif will shoot a capital smoke in the middle of archives, denying every angle from the other side, as well as shooting a fire right behind the smoke to prevent any player from pushing into the smoke. Then, because Wildcard has left the Africa wall soft, Blackray will ash charge it down, creating a nice hole for them to full sprint straight into Armory. And the cherry on top for this play to come together is Shibisu sending in Grim Beast from the Armory window, as well as Arkely hitting a line scan the moment they call to move in.
There's lots to ask to drag us to that point, I think, Tim. I'll check in a minute who starts on attack in OT, because that'll be the big question on everyone's mind. Maybe more in defense, because it would have actually been a defensive-sided border if they can do that. Remembering, again, it was a 4-2 split at the end of the first half. Anderson crouching his way around here like a turtle, just wanting to hear that shield.
So yeah, that'll be it. Like the people who are maybe not so familiar with the new shields and how they work, you can really hear shields, especially Blitz, when the shield is in your hand. Even when you're walking, don't need to be running, just walking or crouching, you can really hear that's a shield. When you put that on your back,
they're rush it. They're rushing in now. They're straight in there. They're just going straight in. Anderson, he manages to push forward. Is he going to get himself into a pub position?
That's it.
No, he's going for the kills.
That's it.
Chibisu manages to find Baby Shot. He's 5 versus 2 now. They're taking everything they need here. One player
5 versus 1 flawless
to get rid of everything, but he can do absolutely nothing.
That is how it's done. That is what makes Siege the greatest FPS game of all time. Spiker is now last alive, but there's little to no hope for him in a 1v4 post-plant situation.
For the first time in Rainbow Six Siege history, we will see an APAC team stepping into the grand final. Spiker can do nothing but lock on. Victory is assured. It's just seconds away. You can feel it mounting. So can the fans here in Rio de Janeiro. They are cheering. They're on their feet, Des. And right now, it is a matter of time until Cad close this out. And who else but Anderson challenging with the shield. Blackray gets the final kill. And this right here is Kagasaki's moment. It is APAC's moment.
CAG have done it. They become the first APAC team to make it to the grand finals of a major Siege tournament. They've been competing for years, never seeing any accomplishments of this size. They have always been dropping out at 9th place, 17th or 20th place, never even making it to a top 5. But here they are, walking into a grand finals match against Furia. And the question is, can they continue this momentum? In the first map of the series, Furia go up 4-0 after a couple of rounds, but CAG eventually started fighting back, getting up to 4 rounds to Furia's 6. But one problem they had throughout this entire map is losing rounds where they had the numbers. Whether they got it to a 5v2 or 5v3 or whatever advantage there was, they just couldn't close it out. And that issue follows into the last round as well.
They're a little bit wary about the vert because they know there's going to be a flip below.
This!
Oh,
Nate, team kills! Chibisu can take credit for that one. He's looking for another one as well. Nate, though, peppering a lot of damage onto the Goyo, an over peak, and he loses his life. He didn't know when to quit, and Nate will punish, refragging his fallen teammate, but Arkely elsewhere goes aggressive. CAG back in the advantage.
Do not give them an inch, because they will take it all, like you said, first. They need to play safe keepings right now. Blackray finds another.
CAG are in a great spot. It's a 4 versus 2, and they have the numbers advantage. Blackray still has 3 smokes in his pocket to stall out a plant or push from Furia, but it all starts to not look good when Anderson gets caught slipping through CAG's own rotate.
4v2 with 2 separate CAG members, low on HP, one now injured and in the grave to the capital fire. This can still fall apart just like before.
Furia are good to execute on the site now. Nade has 2 capital smokes and a single fire shot to get the job done. He uses 1 smoke on the rotate in between the bomb sites, and another to block off the strong position inside of stockroom. With these smokes, he is completely safe to drop the armory hatch and get the diffuser down, while KZ readies up his gun in preparation for someone swinging in to stop the plant.
What CG can do right now, they can just smoke off one area, hold the other 2 with 3 guns alive. This hatch is getting opened up might be a problem because that's a bit of a wild card in the middle of the building, middle of that bomb site itself. Smokes, 2 in pocket, 1 fire as well. Here they're gonna go.
And the clock, though, is on CAG's side. KZ, his position now known. Up above, Nade sending out those smokes into the site for KZ. It's covered by Arkely, but apparently not well enough because Sharif's gone down. The plan is also going to be confirmed. Blackray!
Furia close out a lair, and in the next map Bank, they show clear dominance and take that map as well 7-3. It has all gone wrong for CAG. Furia is a team who has plenty of experience of being in a grand final, and what they have better than CAG is the high individual skill level of each player. Furia are able to adapt to whatever CAG is doing, and CAG just cannot keep up, and we'll see that again in this round here. Cafe is the third map of the series, and after CAG take only 2 rounds in the first half, the sides swap and CAG are now on defense. They come into this round choosing the middle floor site, and they have an aggressive game plan to find the opening pick. Hertz quickly enters through the bottom floor and stops right here just outside of kitchen, and is not yet aware of Anaton being right above him, pulse scanning and pinging him every second he remains in this position. Since CAG has this information, Black Ray and Anaton will go downstairs looking to force Hertz into an unfair gunfight.
I would watch out for Herds on the Nook here. I feel like Furia scents blood. I feel like Herds is being that 4+. We talked about it earlier with KZ. Oh, he's been pulsed. He is that 4+1, that free element. Oh, they've given.
He's not even going to know that they know.
I don't think he knows that they know.
No.
Do you know that they know?
I don't know if he knows that they know. He doesn't know that there's a hard wall there, and now he knows, and now they don't know that he knows. But we know that he doesn't know that.
But Black Ray knows.
Perfect.
That's nice.
Hertz heard it though. Oh no, Hertz. He's got the one up here. Black Ray in an awkward position. Anaton is the one to fall. Over fixating on this player. And CAG are going to be punished for it. This could be perfect. There's no way. Can this guy see through walls? Can he smell them from afar?
This is what I mean when I say Furia's individual skill level is higher than CAG. Hertz wallbangs Black Ray as he's heading back to the site, and that's him taking down both players that went downstairs for an opening pick. Now Furia has gained full control of the vert, so CAG fall off and shift their focus to utilizing C4s. This is a position where Furia has everything set up to get a plant down. So together, Nade and Hertz would drop in the pillar, and Philippe Pox would drop in the laundry. That's all 3 of them collapsing on the bomb site at the same time.
Upstairs though, action elsewhere, and off camera, a 2-man trade on both sides. Even numbers done. I think CG okay with this. C4 in hand, looking for one. It's gonna miss. Very much going the wide side. But IQ for the Wildcard cameras. Bit of verticality, those soft breaching charges. Furia, they got all the tools to get the bomb site control, do the verticality, lock down the flanks, and go for a plant attempt. So CAG, there is a world where they gotta play a risky retake like smoke on white stairs. Is that a gap that I see here?
This is a cheeky position, nobody knows about it. Sharif whiffs his shots. Low HP on Nade. I do believe he knows where that came from though. And now the drop downstairs, still plenty of time to work with here. Furia have what they need to make this execute happen. And straight in they go, Sharif covered off. He missed his chance. Now Hertz has found his. Arkily up against the world. The plant going down, and the coverage is apt here from Furia. They're hunting for him. Philippe Pox knows! And Hertz will close! Furia are 2 rounds away from raising another trophy on home soil!
Yet another round goes to Furia, and unfortunately so does the entire series, as CAG cannot pull through by the end of this map. I hope you enjoyed this video. Also made something kinda similar to this one on a team called Unwanted, so if you wanna see that one, I'll put it on the screen right now. Just waiting on you to click it. It's right there. Okay, bye.